Alright, what we're looking at here is a joint member again, but we're looking at a stocked trench or housing or dado, whatever you want to call it. So what it is just a trench, but it's stocked. So what that means is the trench will come into this material here on the face, it'll come in, it'll stop there, it'll go across, down, and then it'll be a certain depth. So what we'll do is we'll mark it out so you can see. So I'll just go pick some piece of material about there, it'll be alright. So I'll mark that line there, and I'm going to put this in. So this is the part that's going to slot into the stocked housing. So obviously this is just a scarf that's been cut down, which you can look at on the other videos, a scarf or a lap joint. And then I'm going to cut that first, and then I'm going to put that next to that line, like so. And then I'm going to mark the back, like that, and I'm going to mark the edge. Then what I'm going to do is draw that width line down, transfer that across there so you can see it down the edge. So it looks like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this marking gauge and I'm going to set it up to that width. So I'm going to put that on there, bring that across, set that to there, and I'll check that just a little bit out. You want it to be accurate because when this goes in, this piece is going to butt against this edge, and this shoulder here is going to butt against this edge here. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to mark that. So nice and lightly until we get to the, once again you put 2 points in there, forgot to do that, put a point there, put a point there. Mark that like so, and then this material is going in this depth. I want that depth to go into that material there. So this distance here is how far it's going to go into there. So I can turn that up like so, put that on its edge like that, because I want it flush with the top, and then I can mark that there, so it's that distance there. Or I can set it straight off with the gauge, take that out, and set that distance there, which is that distance, which obviously is going to be that distance there. Okay, so I'm marking down from the top. If we look at that, that's going into there. So this is the top. If this is the top, T-O-P, and this is the top, T-O-P. So that means I've marked this width there, and then from this top I'm going down that distance there, which is there. So what I want to do is I want to take out this, and I want to take out this, or this piece, to sit into this, which then becomes just the joint member of a stocked housing. So what we need to do is we need to cut this down here. So what I want to do is I want to cut on an angle. So I touch this point here, and I touch this point here. And I want to leave half the line on, so the best way to do that is I'm going to put that on the edge of the bench. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clamp. Okay, I'll get a bruising block, put this in here. This in here, tighten this up. And then what I want to do is I want to take half of that line, so like so, So I'll cut that down like so. And then this one here. So what I've done is I've cut that down to that point, down to that point, and to the back of that point, and to the back of that point. Okay, now what I want to do is remove this waste in the centre. So how I do that is I set up the chisel block again. Put this over here. Which is the best way to do this so you can see it. And we'll probably do this backwards so you can see this. So I'll put this in here. Don't know how this will go. I'll do it backwards so you can see it. Usually it's facing towards me so I can see, but we'll give it a crack, I reckon. Alright, so I'll go this way so you can see it. Alright, what I'm going to do, let's put this bruising block on again. Put this out here. Okay, now what I want to do, I'll get a bigger chisel on that. I use a 35mm chisel. I just go and hone it a bit to make sure that it's nice and sharp for me. Flat back, nice and hard, up to the 2 points. Touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. So you can see nice and beautiful. Alright, so the honing video's on there, so you can go back to that and have a look at how to hone it. So what I want to do is now, because these saw cuts are here, it's alright, I want to come 2mm in from this line, and then what I want to do is I want the flat part of the chisel pointing towards me, and I want this in about 2mm away from that line, and I want to hold the chisel exactly flat, and then I want to knock solid blows down into this piece of material. So what I've done, nice solid hits, and I've knocked that down and then break this rubbish away, and I've gone down about halfway into that now. So what I'm going to do is go the other way. I'm not going to hit it as hard. Put that in there, get the waste behind there, put this in here. I'll just come back this way so the back of the chisel is facing me. I'm just going to knock that. Not as hard, I don't want to go right to the bottom. I want to leave just a couple millimetres so I can pair it. Okay. And that's what I'm after right there. So what I've done is I get rid of all this garbage out of here, make all this rubbish go, and then I'm starting to get what we see in plan and what we see in elevation. Okay, so what I want to do now I've relieved all the pressure in here, I can go straight down like a guillotine. So what I'll do is, as I say, I'm doing it a little bit backwards. Anyway, put this in here, put this like so, put this in here, clamp it up, And then the chisel at 90 degrees in that saw cut that we first made, straight up to the back. So I want it to go up to that line now, the marking gauge line at the back. And at 90 degrees, I want to knock that straight down. Straight down there. I'll just get rid of that little bit of rubbish there. $90 degrees. So once again, if you look at that, that's 90 degrees going down there. Solid hits. Straight down. And now I've got this marking gauge line at the back. I want the back of the chisel, flat part, to put into that line. And once again, 90 degrees straight down. And you'll see that the waste is starting to be removed. Then what I want to do, as I say, I'm doing a little bit backwards. I'll turn this up on edge like this so you can see it. I'll put this bruising block and clamp on here. Then what I want to do is I'm not going to take that all out in one hit. I'm just going to take a couple of mil at a time. So the back of the chisel again towards me, just in there. Just knock that down. Just knock that down. I'll come in another millimetre. Just knock that down. Come across again. So what I've got now is just a millimetre left. So I'll put this in that marking gauge groove, 90 degrees to the back of the bench. Just knock that straight down to there. Turn this over. As I say, I'm doing it a little bit backwards, but it is what it is. Put this in here again. I've got to unwind this because I'm going from width to depth. In here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to these 90 degree sides, put that in there like so, knock that down there, put that in there like so, put that down there, and then that'll just pare away. And that'll be it. I'll just clean that up now by putting it like this, holding this like so, clamping it, paring that down. And then just cut those edges away again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. As I say, I was doing that a little bit backwards. Alright, tiny little bit in that corner, just take that out. Okay, and that's what we call, people have other names for it, but it's just a traditional name. So it's just called a stopped housing. So it's going through, it's not going all the way through, it's stopped at that point. Alright, and that's what it looks like in elevation. And then by rights, if everything's okay, this should go straight down in that like that. And then we see that joint like that joint like that. And that's it, beautiful and flush. Okay. And that's how we have it. Once again, put that in there. There it is. Okay. Make sure that that's square. Beautiful. Alright, that's what we have. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next joint member. Okay, thank you for watching.